Ma Anand Sheela
is the murderer.
Choices of fraud.
the mastermind.
I was doing it for this rare, beautiful man that I fell in love with.
I'm sure he saw you as a secretary, but he also saw you as a disciple.
And he saw me also as a lover.
Where does this love come from? Don't you feel betrayed?
She did not prove to be a woman. She proved to be a perfect.
He used some very fancy words to describe you.
He was a very fancy man. What happened in Oregon with Rajneeshpuram is going on right now in the whole country in United States.
Illegal Indian migrants deported for Punjab's Amritsar on Monday.
Was the US of that time different from today?
Rotten government they have it now.
What do you think about Donald Trump and Elon Musk?
They are not innocent people.
Did you feel unsafe there?
Well, I was in their imprisonment. They had an order to destroy me also. They had put in my cell a woman who was known for cutting people with razor blades. They came to take our children to put them in foster homes of their religion. My daughter was one of them.
People started calling him sex guru.
The book From Sex to Superconsciousness doesn't talk much about sex at all.
Bhagwan's death was also very mysterious. A lot of people said that he was killed. Is it true?
I know he had everything back home, but he did not have, he wasn't happy. The marital problems.
The more I'm talking to you, the more mysterious you are becoming for me. Some set of people see you as a villain. Some set of people see you as a victim. Who are you? Ever since I saw the documentary, Wild Wild Country, I was completely fascinated by you as a person. However, life generally for women in our kind of a setup has always been difficult because more or less we are a patriarchal society. When not Ma Anand Sheela, but when Sheela decided to do what she wants to do, how difficult was it?
It wasn't difficult at all because I fell in love. I fell in love with Bhagwan, and then work had totally different dimension. And this dimension pulled out much potential in me. This dimension gave me an opportunity to move forward and try my desire to work. Work was no longer work. It was my pleasure.
But I refuse to believe, Sheela ji, that at that point in time when you decided to take on a mammoth task to create a Rajneeshpuram in a conservative place like Oregon, I'm sure there would be challenges.
I'm here in one of the largest ranches in the Northwest. Today, it's Rajneeshpuram because a prominent Indian guru and his followers bought it.
Especially when a woman is coming up in power and taking up responsibility.
With black hair, straight hair, dark skin. It is calculated, the difficulties. But why I was doing it, for whom I was doing it, that changed everything. I was doing it for this rare, beautiful man that I fell in love with. It was his dream. And that dream, to bring it into reality for a young girl, a big challenge.
Yeah. What were these challenges?
Challenges were from nothing, from nowhere, to somewhere create a Rajneeshpuram where thousands of people can sit around Bhagwan and harmonize the world through his techniques of meditation, with his teachings of life.
You speak so fondly of Osho, but there was a betrayal from his side. When he abandoned you, he did not take your side, he did not stand up for you. But there's still love that I see, and not only in your words, Sheila ji, but in your eyes also. Where does this love come from? Don't you feel betrayed?
That love comes from deep within my being. That love has no connection with what he says about me. That love has digested everything like a good pancreas.
How is it possible? He used some very fancy words to describe you.
She did not prove to be a woman. She proved to be a perfect.
He was a very fancy man. There is no possibility for anything better than that. The words deep from the heart only suits the love that I feel for him.
There is no hurt, there is no pain.
No hurt. Maybe there was a momentary sadness that for his own survival, he had to go this way of an ordinary relationship. But for me, he was never ordinary. He was always extraordinary.
You said that making Rajneeshpuram was his dream, but a lot of people said it was yours because you wanted to be close to him. Is it true that you really created Rajneeshpuram because you wanted to be close to him?
I was already close to him. I had to create no Rajneeshpuram and I would have been close to him. People can say what they want to say, but they have to wear my shoes.
Yeah.
Then they will understand.
What they should understand, Sheila ji? What do you think the world still doesn't understand about this aspect of your life?
They have to have very special eye to understand a woman's love for another person. And this was not a bargain of marriage. This was love. And is love.
I want to understand your psychology here. That when somebody says words like bitch and you hear it, it's on TV, it's on record, to go past it, to go to the jail, to live your life, and today come back and have this love for Osho. How is it humanly possible to be like this?
Love is unbreakable.
So unbreakable.
It is absolutely unbreakable. If it breaks or has a crack, then it was a bargain. And I'm not party to it.
You are a very fascinating person, Sheila ji. The more I'm talking to you, the more mysterious you are becoming for me.
Then story will remain interesting.
Yeah. Before you met Osho, what were your ambitions?
Had no ambition. I was going to be the artist. I was studying fine arts and I was accepted by this well-known Michigan artist called Edward Harding to learn lithograph and watercolors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But then I met Bhagwan and I forgot art.
Yeah.
And I learned the art of life, art of living with Bhagwan.
Do you sometimes wonder what if you would have not met Bhagwan? You would have taken that path of an artist? What would your life would have been today?
I think it would have been in a different way creative. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't even ponder about it. One thing I say, okay, I would have become a potter, ceramicist, because I would enjoy centering the clay. And then, now, I have learned to center myself.
Yeah.
And body is also a clay.
Yeah. It is. And no wonder you've always been a creator.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Which is,
we will be part of the clay.
yeah. Yeah. Why did you select Oregon as the place for Rajneeshpuram? It was, even today, forget about that day, even today, it's a more conservative part of the US.
I wasn't thinking of any of the conservative, non-conservative ideology of the Oregonian or the so. I could manage to buy this vast land for not so expensive money.
You remember the amount?
Yeah, it was, I think, 5.6 million or something.
Wow.
Yeah. And we didn't have money, so we had to take what we had and what we found. I had also time limitation. Bhagwan had given me 1 week.
Yeah.
And there was last day of the week.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
So I took the gamble.
You would have done it differently now?
No. Given the circumstances I was in, and again, given the same circumstances, I would do the same. My logic or non-logic will take me the same way. And I function even today like that.
Was the US of that time different from today?
Rotten government, they have it now. Then too. Because I see the same senators sitting in the Senate, which were there then.
They are still there.
Yeah. For example, Mitch McConnell, Orrin Hatch. Then there were a few other names, now forget.
Why do you say it's a rotten government?
For me, it is rotten when they take away others' freedom. They misuse others for their petty desires. When you do not take care of your community, you're rotten. As simple as that. These are the basics.
Not taking their side, but I'm just trying to put out a point of view here that in case if somebody also comes to our house, Sheila ji, we might get a little aware about that person, even if the person is in the neighborhood, that this person we may or may not know.
We were living on land that we had legally purchased. We were 19 miles away with a dirt road, curvy, where we were creating our city. We were creating this city which was within legal realms of United States Constitution. United States Constitution said 150 American citizens can carve out a city or a village by voting. You need 150 citizens. We were that. But are you going to give people like KKK and Republicans, Bible thumpers, your legally purchased properties to walk away? No.
You are still angry about what they did to you.
Definitely. They tried to take our rights away. At that point, if I don't speak, I have no right to existence. I am not going to pretend to be a nice person at that point. I'm going to say, hey, mind your own business, buddy.
Yeah.
Move on. You don't like I'm here, you go. By being angry, I'm showing them that I am human. I have courage. And I was looking after whole community.
Yeah.
Responsibility of this community and community's growth was mine.
I remember there was this one line that you yourself had said and I saw it on the show, that you said, if they touch any of our people, I'll have 15 of their heads, and I mean business.
Definitely.
You meant it?
In the moment, I meant it. I needed to deter them. They came to take our children, to put them in foster homes of their religion. Our children, my daughter was one of them. I don't then have to show, hey, get lost. And it was the most effective tool, because with it, because of my statement, we had permanently press in our community. And press became our protection.
Yeah.
Though they were against us and they were making stories, but that press protected us from these people coming into our ranch. It is like somebody coming to your house and saying, we are taking your children because we don't like your genes. Do you understand?
Yeah.
People need to think a little about. But people are so used to petty gossip. They want to show to the world how good they are. In their goodness, they don't listen, they don't open their eyes and see spade is spade.
I'm a parent myself, so I understand the anger that you would have felt at that point
Exactly.
in time. But to be a devil's advocate here again, Sheela ji, do you think you could have taken a more calmer route? Or because the commune represented meditation, spirituality, calmness, peace, that was the message that I'm sure the Rajneesh movement wanted to give out. At that point in time, you think if you'd have chosen other path, maybe it would have been easier?
No, this was Bhagwan's way. I represented his being. I was his secretary. And he guided me through this way, deterrent. Then people will leave you alone. And why meditation doesn't mean that you let others walk all over you.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah? And if you allow them to walk over you, you will scream because that hurts.
Yeah.
We were not there to please them. We were pleasing and taking a project of our own. It is like you have this building here, and somebody comes and says, I don't like your hair color or your clothing you wear. Get rid of all these people and move out. You're going to do it.
No.
You're going to also scream.
Yeah. In my home.
And
yes.
scream loud enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
These are good advice for the others, but they're not good advice. They are advice to make someone weak.
You know, a lot of people look at you. There are two ways that a lot of people see you. Some set of people see you as a villain. Some set of people see you as a victim. Who are you?
I'm both. Combination. Then they have to figure out for them, how do they want to see me? I give them a choice. I'm generous.
You are.
Take what you like.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. Life is not one way or the other. Life is a synthesis. And I am a synthesis.
You are. You are. Do you also think you are a scapegoat? Because you were convicted of attempted murder and assault. And you said it on record in the past that you were told to do it by Bhagwan.
Forget all that nonsense. You know world enough, I hope. Otherwise, you have a lot more work to do to know the world. It is an old story. Why people are obsessed with this old story? It's a 40-year-old story.
I didn't want to know the story, Sheila-ji. I wanted to know your perspective on some people then calling you a scapegoat. Because that's where the victim part of your personality comes out.
But my answers are not victimized. It was a combination of media, political mess, and the problems of neighbors. They had power. We didn't have the political power. They wanted to be elected. I say all my viewer or all your viewer, think a little. Put yourself in my position. Put yourself in Bhagwan's position and his community's position. And then you find a solution. And what happened in Oregon with Rajneeshpuram, with Bhagwan, me, is going on right now in a whole country in United States. Suddenly they don't want to give children, they were born in United States, their citizenship. They are destroying families, they are destroying communities. They're taking money out of their social security, which they have earned and paid, which is their fundamental right. They have shredded the Constitution from all of the citizens of US. And believe me, I don't see Predator, Trump, and Elon together as a team, that they are innocent. No.
What do you think about Donald Trump and Elon Musk?
They are not innocent people. They are doing it knowingly. And Oregon did the same thing knowingly on a small level. It was the Republican Party.
Yeah. Who is your family now?
My family now is me and my friends, people I work with, people I work together with my community, and my siblings. I have now we are only 4 siblings now. Before we were 6.
Yeah.
2 have died. I'm the youngest, so you know everybody is old, including me. And circa about 50-55 people that I take care of in my community.
At your home in Switzerland?
In Switzerland.
There are 2 homes, right?
Right.
There are 2 homes.
2 homes in Switzerland. I had one in Mauritius that I'm now with, in consideration of my age, and I can't travel so often. So I'm presenting it to one of the worker team leader.
And so there is the same...
Same concept.
Oh.
I have created my own concept, which is very much valued and appreciated by our government in Switzerland.
What's the concept?
Concept of being there. I am there for you, you are there for me. And live in harmony.
You know, a few days back only, I was sleeping, and suddenly this thought came to my head that I'm 35 now. I'm the third child. My parents are both in 70s. And this sudden fear or thought of losing them came to my head out of nowhere. And I got really, really scared. You have lost your parents.
I have what?
You have lost your parents.
Yes. Now, almost 27 years back. But I was with my mother and father last 2 years together with them in Switzerland, and I took care of them from everything.
Tell me, what was those 2 years like?
That was a most beautiful present of existence, that I could give them dignity and quality care that no other home can give. And that is the basis of my quality in my homes. That's how we care for our people. The care, I gave it to my parents, same, with same affection, same love, and understanding how important it is to care for the people you love.
When you were going through that tough time, how did your parents take it?
My parents were very worried about my physical being. And I feel personally that worry caused them more pain than my imprisonment to me.
Yeah, I get it.
And this is the reason I created two homes to honor them, that they can forget that one of their child had suffered. That's when I said, you have no luxury of feeling sorry for your own life. You got to rebuild it. And that's what gave me the strength. Their love for me became my inspiration to create these old age homes. Bhagwan's love gave me the inspiration to create Rajneeshpuram, and these two beautiful people gave me the inspiration to create a concept. And I worked for 7 years taking care of 8 people by myself. Everything I did, cooking, cleaning, clothes washing, showering, taking care of them. Everything I did it myself for 7 years.
Was there a moment, Sheela ji, that after you served your time in the prison, was there a moment like this where you realized, like you said, there was a time that you have to gather your strength. You realize that something has gone wrong in the past. It has broken down. I have to rebuild something. When you have to rebuild something, you remember that moment where you felt you got that strength that I will rebuild my life because it can't go any low from here. Whatever you had to suffer, you suffered. You'll only rise like a phoenix from here. You remember that moment where you gathered that strength and said, I will do it. It's my path too.
I did that when I left Bhagwan, that moment.
That very moment.
That very moment, when I left Bhagwan, I left. I used the same love to build his city. Same love, courage I used to walk away. And by me walking away, I was leaving behind my power, position, contact with Bhagwan and all that. But I was not having that, or I did not go to have that. I didn't fall in love with him to have that. And it was very clear to me. Now, I cannot compromise my integrity. I must move forward.
Yeah.
And I left.
You remember the day when you were free out of the jail? You remember that day, what was going on in your head at that point in time?
It was 13th of December,
You remember the date?
1988. I call it my Freedom Day. And when I was out of American border, I felt safe. I arrived in Frankfurt. My lawyer came to meet me. German lawyer Ottmar came to pick me up with few friends. And I went to Baden-Baden. And a week later, I was there. For first week, I could not sleep. I was afraid to close my eyes, that this is a dream. You would have to pinch me to see if I'm real. You know? And Ottmar was my lover also. So he spent the first 7 days with me, and in his arm, I could close my eyes and few minutes of rest I could do. At the same time, I was so euphoric that I'm out of prison. I am out of physical restraint. That brought me close to my teachings of freedom that father, mother had given us. That value, how important it is to have that freedom. And then a week later, my father, mother surprised me and visited me in Germany there. And we spent wonderful 6 weeks together.
What did you do when you saw them?
Oh, what do I do? Just jumped on them and hugged them. And
I'm getting goosebumps actually when you said that you were afraid to close your eyes because you were feeling, is this a dream?
mentally, I knew I'm free, but I didn't trust the Justice Department of America anymore. And there is a fear. And now, definitely not. Now, risk is much higher.
Why do you say that?
US government, Justice Department. Not against me, I have nothing to do with them anymore.
Yeah.
But I worry for the people of America. I worry for the friends of America.
You said when you crossed the border, you felt safe.
Yeah.
Did you feel unsafe there?
Yeah. Then I felt safe out of America.
Did you feel unsafe there?
Well, I was in their imprisonment. They had an order to destroy me also. I write about it in my book.
What happened? Can you elaborate a little?
I was given, I had to share a cell with another person. And another person changes from time to time according to the bed they need or whatever. And they had put in my cell a woman, her name was Dorothy Brown, who was known for cutting people with razor blades. And I heard outside the police where they would make their offices and sit and talk. Outside their room, I was waiting to see my social worker, police. And they were laughing inside with the door open. that we see how long she will survive now. So they used other prisoner to have violence against others. But it backfired on them. She became my protector. She used to call me Mrs. Kennedy.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did you turn this around?
Yeah, she said she has never seen someone with my dignity. And she was doing 2 12-year consecutive imprisonment.
Only you could do this. Only you could have turned her around.
So, and she would not let me go near the laundry room. She would do my laundry because most fights break out in laundry room and showers.
Yeah. I can only imagine how 39 months you were there, I think. How unsafe every day you would have felt and tried to protect yourself.
Prison is prison. And it was, for me, to be very aware. I used Bhagwan's teachings to survive the prison.
What were they?
Acceptance, not to fight with the situation. Trust, existence.
Except there's any line, right? Ki acceptance is just 50% solution of any problem. Once you accept it.
All problems.
Yeah.
Not any, all problems.
Yeah. Once you accept it, then you know what you want to do.
Right. And then your energy goes towards your intelligence.
Yeah. Sheela ji, what do you do in your free time? Do you have free time in a day?
I talk. I talk.
Yeah.
I go to podcasts.
But do you like watching movies or listening to music?
No.
Do you do any of that?
I do listen to music from time to time. Right now, I'm quite concerned about the American situation. And it disturbs me that people are mistreated. But that's my personal problem. I help my team where I live in the institute itself. So being the oldest now, my sister is the oldest, but she's not able to work. But I still can move around. So I help with little things and I sit with my patient and residents, and I get a lot of visitors from around the world. And then I spend time, have a coffee with them or lunch with them. At dinner, I don't invite anybody because I like to go to bed early.
What's your bedtime?
My bedtime is, I have my dinner around 6 o'clock. And then 6:30, I am in my room, in my bed with my telephone, and I answer my Instagram and my WhatsApp messages and things like that.
No wonder you were not perturbed about Vinod Khanna being at the commune back then. He was a big star back here.
He was a big star, but for me, he was just another sannyasin. And in that case, I was a bigger celebrity there.
You were?
Bigger than Vinod.
No doubt on it. No doubt about it. I have no doubts on it. But what was he seeking? What was he seeking? Did he ever have a conversation with you about what was he seeking? Because, he had everything back home.
I know he had everything back home, but he did not have, he wasn't happy. And on top of it, you consume alcohol. It's a bad combination, unhappiness and alcohol. The marital problems are very prevalent in the world. They can make or break.
He was struggling with that.
I think that was his struggle, from what I could understand.
How did he find solace then? How did he find peace then? Did he find his peace?
I don't know. I never asked him. I know I have found my peace. And I had my peace in spite of all the environmental problems and issues of our existence then. I was one of the lucky ones who had good access to Bhagwan, and he always freed me from trouble like that. When I had conflict, he had resolved it.
How was he with you? Because you had a lot of access to Bhagwan. Probably only you had access to Bhagwan. How was he with you personally and professionally? Because I'm sure he saw you as a secretary, but he also saw you as a disciple.
And he saw me also as a lover.
He did?
He saw me very much a woman in love.
How did he reciprocate to that love?
How can you respond to it? Only with love.
When you're in love, again, I'm asking for general people. For youngsters, when you're in love, intimacy becomes a part of love. Is that something that, I know it never happened between the two of you, but how do you separate love with intimacy is what I want to ask. Can you separate it?
For general people, situation is the other way around. They want intimacy with a young person. They start saying they love. It is the other way around. Intimacy was never a question in our relationship. Love stood on its own feet. And when you know how to stand on feet of love, then you don't have to worry about it. You can be intimate, but that intimacy has totally different quality. The love I felt for him, or Bhagwan felt for me, had no conditions attached. There were no expectations. And normal, everyday situation, they're full of expectations and desires, and so there was no.
Everyone called him Bhagwan. What made him human?
Love. For me, he was just a beautiful man of my heart, king of my love.
I think a lot of people are yet to experience this kind of love. We all say we are in love. But is it this kind of love, unconditional?
This is something they have to decide. And when you have this kind of love that I'm talking about, you have courage to go anywhere you want to go. And even when you are thrown in a prison, you have your dignity and courage there to survive and talk about it at the age of 75.
Do you think he was ahead of his time? He spoke about, he spoke English. He spoke about freedom. He spoke about sex. He spoke about all those things, which back in the day was conservative. The society was not so evolved. Do you think he would have been more appreciated today?
I don't know. Because the mentality has not changed much.
Why do you
it
say
has
that?
become more business.
Can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, take, for example, everyday relationship. Before, there was a bit of shame in marriages. Nowadays, it is clear business. I will do this for you and you do this for me. There is not a thought of love there. There is not a thought of understanding the other individual. Generosity fails. Jealousy is prevalent. Sexuality is the guiding force. I don't know people are seeking other than that.
Say, for example, his book of Sambhog se Samadhi, from sex to superconsciousness.
Yeah.
It was quite a controversial topic back then. People started calling him sex guru. Did he appreciate it?
People don't understand what they don't want to understand. The book From Sex to Superconsciousness doesn't talk much about sex at all.
Wow, okay.
It talks about the basic sexual energy in its raw form. And the book takes that basic energy and teaches you to move from under the navel to the head
Okay.
through awareness and meditation. But the word sex, they are hung up on it.
Yeah.
And they only understand that sex means something perverse. But it cannot be. Every household in the world has sex. Otherwise, there would be no birth.
Yeah.
But everybody is ready to criticize Bhagwan's household. Look in your own house. And maybe in your own house there is more abuse of the sex than in Bhagwan's house. It's possible.
Yeah.
But nobody thinks that way.
What was his thoughts on polygamy? Did he ever speak about it?
He talks often about it. He has no problem. It's private choice, personal choice. He has no preference about gay or homosexuals. No. Human. Respect. Don't interfere in others' life.
I think, in my opinion, he was way ahead of his time. If I think he was here today, maybe people would have been more receptive to the knowledge.
I hope you're right. But for me, this is not what I see around people. Right now, what are they doing in America? They're discriminating against sexual preferences.
They've said they recognize only two genders, male and female.
Right. They rejected millions of people through that.
I agree.
This is not a nice thing to do.
I was having this argument with someone and I said it's not about the genitals, it's about what the person feels
Right.
beyond being a male or a female.
And they're taking all female rights. They have no right. They are politicians. They should look after their roads and infrastructure.
Sure. If there is a film ever made on you,
There was Shakun Bhadrag was going to make one, but it hasn't happened because of the financing. They haven't gathered financing.
who do you want to play you in the film?
That's a very good question. Before I had chosen Alia, and now there is nobody to. There's no money in it, so I don't know.
There was this rumor that Priyanka Chopra was also going to play you and you were not very happy about it.
No, she announced she wanted to play Sheela part, but she had not asked me.
Oh,
That was the problem. And I wasn't happy. One should
ask.
Ask.
For sure.
hey, how do you feel about it? Or I'm going public with this news. Do you agree or accept? But today I can tell you it doesn't matter. Priyanka can also play my part.
She's a good actress. And so is Alia.
I haven't seen movies, Bollywood movies.
You've seen
so
none of their
much.
works?
No.
Oh, wow.
Alia's movie I had seen because my sister was using my room to see the film. And I said, that looks like me when I was young. And then I called Shakun, do you know this? Can that be possible? And my sister said, yeah, she does look a bit like you. So that was how I came to Alia.
Which film was this? Which film was this?
I don't know. My sister was watching.
Yeah.
And I just saw a frame or two.
Sure. It's not easy to tell a lot of people, but 75 looks beautiful on you.
Thank you. Because I have a different story on it.
Tell me about it.
Last week I was in Rotterdam to a screening of a documentary film of mine.
Oh.
Yeah, I was invited. And I saw myself all old on a screen. See, now I feel laughing about it. I said, oh my God. I said to this filmmaker, I said, Maheshwari, you make me look old.
No, I disagree. You look beautiful even back then. You look stunning even now. Graceful is the right word.
You are a nice young man.
Yeah, I am. I accept it.
And I mean it.
Yeah, thank you so much. When you do so many interviews and so many documentaries now, like I said, all the parts of your life are put out in the audience spectrum for them to see and judge. Is there any part of this life that the audience sees, something that even today irks you?
No. Why? It was part of my life. What is part of my life, you cannot amputate it. If you amputate, there would be false.
Is there anything you could have done differently you would have? Anything?
No, I would not have done anything differently. Everything I have done till now and in future, I would do it just the way I have done it. And if Bhagwan comes down on earth again and wants to build his Rajneeshpuram, I would do it again, that too.
You will?
Yes.
Wow. Have you been to Pune ashram?
That's not my ashram anymore.
It's not the one you built?
No. But the original Pune ashram, if it still existed, I would go there. But it's what I hear, it's not. Those were beautiful days when Bhagwan moved from here, Woodland, to Koregaon Park. That journey was very beautiful also.
I've been to the new ashram. I've seen it from inside. I obviously don't know how the old one looked like, but...
Beautiful. If you find some old books or photographs, do look at it.
Bhagwan's death was also very mysterious. A lot of people said that he was killed. Is it true?
I don't know.
Did you try to find out?
I wasn't there. I was in France at that time. And when I heard, my lawyer called me and said, just heard the news that Bhagwan's died. And he called up the television station and they said, it is news. And it is true. I didn't feel anything. And when I don't feel with my closeness to Bhagwan, that means it wasn't natural.
Oh,
If he would have died naturally, I would have felt it.
rumors were he was poisoned. Rumors were he was poisoned, and people around him didn't.
I don't buy it.
There's more to it, you were saying.
I don't know. I wasn't there. But I cannot justify it.
Do you think fellow Rajneeshis were jealous of you?
Of course. That was the first thing Bhagwan told me. I'm putting you in a position of world envy. Be careful.
They all wanted to be close to him.
Everybody. And I understand fully.
Any learning from your mistakes? Something that they shouldn't do what you have done?
My biggest mistake was falling in love and do it again and again.
And you'll do it again and again.
Right.
I'm again going back, you're a very fascinating woman, Sheela ji. It's amazing how you held on to that love for so many years. I don't think I would have been able to do it if I was on your shoes. Thank you for being you. We need a lot of people like you around us as well.
Thank you. Thank you for inviting me. And if I have talked too much, his fault.
Thank you. Thank you, Sheela ji. Thank you so much for speaking to me.